And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in dotAge, in our vanilla start, where we're in autumn of the first game. We probably want to, actually, we can probably take you off of that for at least a turn. Put you on there to make some warmth. See, that is going to get us pretty good progress on the warmth. We are going to put the guy back on health in... Actually, we might not put him back in health. Might not need to do that anytime soon. So we got a health event coming up. We got an event where we need to be warmed, which is why we need a person on the bonfire. And then we're going to have a doom event, which is the same thing but worse. So the rest of this cycle should be pretty easy to deal with. Should be able to roll through it pretty quickly. We've got the breakfast done. We do have some many memory points to spend. We'll pick up happiness, so our props can now be happy, which I believe provides... That might just provide hope every turn for pips that are happy. Pick up the weather, so we can have some good weather, we can still have bad weather, as far as events go. The next will be relationships, and then after that will be fishing. I'm not sure if fishing will just add some fish to the map. It might add some fish to the map if you're in your mid-map. We're slightly overproducing on food, but that's probably fine. We're producing 5 more food than I need. Granted, once these buildings are done, we're going to want to start growing population again. So our food needs are going to rise. Yeah, that'll be the last of the health for a while. We are going to want to put the hospital guy back on the hospital to get the health back up, but we're not in a rush to do that right now. So our positive event is what? We see our guy running around with a knife, but that doesn't really tell us anything. Other than he has a knife. A pip named Luno has reached us from afar. They insist that they are a skilled cook. So we can take him away, in which case we get some fabric from him or in some basic tools, or we can accept a professional pip, who's presumably a skilled cook. We'll welcome him. There's no drawbacks to welcoming him. And we have the housing right now. We did the housing expansion, so that just works for me. That's fine. We'll take a cook. We don't have any places, I think, yet for a cook to work. At least not a specialist cook. But we'll work on that. That's something that's probably in the near future that we want to get going. Okay, so I probably don't need that hope. We can get you running, get that replanted. We can get another pip in the works. If I've got the construction materials, I should probably upgrade the hunter's huts. Because that'll roughly triple the meat production. Oh, we don't have a worker there, so... yeah, we'll get that meat production tripled. And obviously food production will go up. Our food consumption will go up as we get more people working on things. We're going to solve all that health in one turn, and we'll probably sign him somewhere else. And then we don't need to run the bonfire every turn. We do need to run the bonfire, but not every turn. And we now have a storage of 8, so we can definitely stockpile more food. So I'm not averse to generating food. Pick up the relationships. And then we need 7 for fishing. We might have 7 for fishing after the next event. It might have to be until after the next Doom. Not sure if we're going to get 5 off of the event. We might not get 5 off the next event. little bit of extra hope is never bad. Cordial talk. But yeah, if this part goes like the other parts, we're going to go ahead and run through the entire season. And then we'll put the part break at the end of the season. Okay, so we probably don't need health. We probably only need one more turn of heat. So we'll do one turn of heat, and then we'll take him off the heat, and that'll free him up to do other work. We will go ahead and get the hunter upgraded. So we'll have to work to do that. I don't have anyone working that lumberjack. And we don't have the upgrade for you until 3 turns pass. Do I need the lumberjack running? No. Let's gather some hemp. And we'll go ahead and upgrade that hut. And we're actually at the point where we've got 2-3 workers. So replant you. We need someone to train on being a professional hunter. Once he's trained, instead of getting 3 white meat every 3 turns, he'll get 3 white meat every turn. Now, the chickens regenerate at a given rate. And it's likely that he'll actually hunt the chickens faster than the chickens replace themselves. That's not initially a problem. That's actually why we're upgrading both hunters' places. We'll just have them basically ping-ponging back and forth between the 2 hunting places. Oh, and we have our tomato fields out of sync, I think. So we actually aren't making enough tomatoes because we're waiting a couple turns for a field to replant. Or to grow after being replanted. So you're built... I think we only need 1 person trained to hunt. Upgrade you next turn. So we'll burn a little bit of the food stockpile next turn because we won't be having the chicken or the cooked meat going, and we want to have a second. We're even burning the food stockpile a little bit this turn, but we've got enough that we can accept a turn where we're burning the stockpile. We don't need to be burning there. So right now we're ahead of all our problems, and we can't get ahead on the Doom event because the Doom event's on the same as heat anyway. So we've actually got 3 free workers. Okay, so we can't make more workers, which does usually take 2 workers. I need the social event for the upgrade, right? Leisure, yeah. Share table. Not going to be very effective there, but that isn't the point of putting it there. The point of putting it there is so we can upgrade those 2. Okay, and I got 2 free workers. We can get wood. Wooden seeds. Cycle turn. And do we get 5 memory points? We do. Okay, so I might be able to activate fishing. We'll be able to see if that does put fish on a map retroactively. We might not get any fish until the next map. And obviously the good result here is we found some seeds. We got a great barbecue. Glop. So after the great barbecue, and down the line here is the cauldron, which can convert various foodstuffs into glop, which is +2 of a building within 1, +2 of a water makers within 1. So you can get like 10 glop for 1 worker action. Or if you got the right thing, right, there was one of them there is, that recipe would be 14. 14 plus 4, so you can get up to 18 glop, so you can be very worker efficient with the cauldron. Of course, this costs us metal. We can't build this right now. So there's no point in trying to research that until we source some metal. And this is obviously the husbandry section, right? So there's the chicken coop. We're not going to rush into the husbandry section. We got tools, so I could go into the bread. Could go down bread. We'll probably need nature soon. I don't need nature yet. To get to the next tier, it's going to make me get elaborate food, fabric, and stone paving. So there's the fabric building. Of course, I maybe don't need to be in the next tier. Let's go ahead and get the altar line going, so that we're ready for domain tape 4 before it becomes a necessity. We'll get the barbecue upgrade. Never mind. We're gonna go. I want the barbecue upgrade. I really want the barbecue upgrade, which means I need to get the copper going. I need copper bars. So we need the copper mine. This will be the smelter that turns it into copper. Yeah. Okay. That was an oops on my part. Maybe a little concerned about the food state. Oh, and I probably want the herb picker. Give me the herb picker. Give me the herb picker in a turn. This is the season of picking herbs, so we should pick them when they're here. Okay, I got 2 free workers. Housing upgrade? Yeah, let's get the bonfire going. Okay. And then we'll be working towards copper ore. Copper metal. More hope that we don't necessarily need, but it's never bad to get ahead. And they like each other, so that's good to know. Oh, I forgot to pick up, we can activate the memory associated with the fish. Let's see if we get fish on the map. Here's the herb picker. Memory fishing. So then obviously unlocks cooked fish, raw fish, fish, the fisher, and the fishing buildings. No, it does not grace us with fish. So our map lacks fish, unless we get an event that spawns them in. That's a little bit of a shame. Fishing's like hunting, where you get schools of fish that you can fish. Copper mine. That'd probably be good if we could actually get that on you. So let's put up another signpost here. You're still growing, although we can get one going there. Come on, right click. There we go. Oops. There we go. Second field's regrown, so we can get... There we go. So now we're food positive. Although only one food positive. So as we continue to grow, we're going to go food negative again. We're going to get more food from somewhere, which is why I want the upgrade to the barbecue, which is why I need the copper. Okay. And we're ahead of schedule on dealing with the upcoming Doom event with heating. Beware, a Doom event is coming soon. Prepare for it may be the end of the village. In 8 turns, and we're currently producing more warmth than we need coal to keep it wet. So that shouldn't be a problem. Got 4 pips free. Why do I have so many pips free? Did a bunch of my pips just grow? Maybe. Yes, we got 2 back from you. One of you grew. One of you came off of a job. Oh, building the signpost. Almost a duh there, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I've still got 2 free pips. I could get another regular barbecue set up. Or I can start working out towards the remaining chickens. Let's start working out towards the remaining chickens. We're going to want access to them during the winter. It's not winter yet, so we're not rushing to them. But when winter comes, we're going to want them. Yep, 4, but that's because we got the people coming back to the signpost construction duty. I'll add 1 there. I want to upgrade that hut. And that hut. And 4 becomes a problem again. Plant that field. There we go. And this is why it's nice to have really good wood production. That's making 9 wood. This would make 7 if we upgraded it. Because we're consuming 25 lumber this turn, but, well, 25 wood this turn. Which, if we weren't making that much wood, might be concerning. And although, actually, it probably still would be concerning if this wasn't a one-off turn where we're just doing a bunch of building this specific turn as well. Okay, 2 pips free. Still want 1 more signpost. And the other one was planting the field. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that other. Oh, I want to get the air perk going. The air perk can go wherever, as long as it's next to a forest and not next to our science buildings. Any money mo, just pick a random forest, basically. That one. Freed up a worker from building that signpost, yeah, okay. So those will finish next turn, we'll get back to growing. In fact, I could probably pull a worker, no, we can get back to growing next turn. Next turn we'll start growing, again. Which probably means we would then want more food, so I should either put you on hunting or put you on barbecuing. So let's get a barbecue going. We'll want to upgrade one of those barbecues, but at the moment we can... Well, we'll want to upgrade one of those as soon as we get the copper mine going. There's the copper mine. And then after the copper mine, we're going to need the furnace. And then after the furnace, because you notice the copper mine has that crinkly thing on it for one of its outputs. That's actually Cataclysm. So, sort of going against nature is one of the ways you can sort of cause Cataclysm events. So, in addition to the ones you've just got to deal with every once in a while, if you drive Cataclysm too low by doing things that are anti-nature, you'll get bad events as well. So we'll be wanting to source some nature to offset that. In the meantime, however, we can pull in the tiger's tail a little bit, get copper going early. We don't necessarily need a lot of copper. And it's 3x output here. So let's get you set up. Get you planted. I need to pull a person to get the growth going. And then in the short run, I think we're good to go. The furnace will be researched in 5. And then we'll set a furnace up. Oh, I should probably check the requirements. This seems to be one in mind. So it just needs to be there. That's easy enough. Trying to make sure that it didn't have like a requirement that had like a road to a house or something. Some of the crafting buildings have that as a requirement. Someone just invented stew. Homemade stew. Where did I free up workers from? Yeah, so right now the hunter is actually hunting fast enough that he's actually having to ping back and forth between these two hunting places, which is fine. That's not where he came from. Where did I get the 2 from? Free workers. Was it... Well, we just had a person disaged up, right? So it's just a 1 worker that probably came off of something. Planting. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's get some extra hunters going. Hunting lodges going. We're still probably going to have the 1 hunter. This is sort of in preparation for the winter. During the winter, the chickens are going to stop reproducing. So we're going to want to hunt every last chicken on the map. And then they'll start reproducing in spring again. So we'll get like 12 chickens just as... the first 12 days of winter we'll have chicken coming in, and then we'll run out of chicken. If we have all the hunting lodges set up. Let's send them over there. I think we're probably at the point where we could just... No, I think we can take it off in the last turn. So we'll do one more turn of heating, and then we can take that person off and actually send him something else for a turn. Will you plant this? Gotta remember to keep those being planted, because these are basically ping-ponging back and forth between these two every 5 turns. So if I miss a turn planting, then we have a turn where we're not having tomatoes to harvest, which is not really a problem. But... Anyway, 2 out for the Doom, so we'll probably roll through into the Doom, because that's not too much of a concern. And we are net producing food right now because we're running 2 barbecues. The reason we want the Great Barbecue is the Great Barbecue is basically 2 barbecues, but worked by 1 person. And we're making enough white meat that we can technically operate a Great Barbecue and a regular barbecue at the same time. Okay, that's freed up another worker. Oh, from the... yeah, okay. I probably need seeds more than I need hemp. Put you on there. And then I think I can take you off. Yeah. So let's get the last hunter under construction. And then we can deal with this Doom event, which we should successfully complete. And then we'll see what the next cycle looks like. And it is successful. So we get a choice between 3 choices. We can gain 50 berries, wild animals grow twice as fast and terrain holds twice as much, or hidden compartments, total resource cap increased by 50. And I really like animal growth. So we're taking animal growth. So now we could basically operate twice as many hunters. So we could really go all in on hunting the chicken. So that'll mean there'll be enough chicken during winter that we could harvest for 24 turns. Winter's likely to be 30, so that basically gets us all the way through the winter on 1 hunter. Or enough that we could probably run 4 hunters during anything that isn't winter. Well done, Pips. That last Doom was a breeze to avoid. Well, it could have been worse. I could have died. I think we're due for... Wait. What? Is something wrong, Elder? Arg, the apocalypse again. Can we go back home now, Elder? You clueless blockheads. I just saw the apocalypse. So here's the next cycle, including the next Doom. So this is what's going to come up. Notably, we're going to have to deal with some upcoming nature. So we're going to have to get the nature going. It's waiting for us after all these Doom events. So at this point, it's telling us how many cycles we've got. You better prefer to the next Doom, you fool. Clarity. I see an unknown event coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope we can fight it. Okay, so we got an omen on 1, we got an event on fear. So yeah, we're in the 3rd cycle. It will end in the 8th. The 8th will be the Great Doom cycle. So we're going to basically have spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer, autumn, Doom. Doom's not really winter. It's sort of winter, but it's not winter. That's basically the season cycle we're going to get. So we're only really going to have 1 real winter on the current cycle. We got 3 free pips, and I think we've gone around and produced as many as we can for the moment. Yeah. So we got lots of free workers to do various tasks. Let's pick up the burials. So if something goes wrong, we know how to make a gravesite and bury people. So let's get the juggler off juggling. That'll help with keeping hope high. You're constructing, you're constructing. We probably want to generate some heat. We're not in a rush to make heat. I don't have the ability to make nature, otherwise I'll maybe get ahead on the nature. Nature is actually going to be the next thing we're going to have a problem with. So we are going to want to get nature immediately after the furnace. Let's get someone trained to work the mine. We don't necessarily need a lot of copper ore. We can get away with a very small amount because we only need it for like one thing right now. And then I think we're good for a turn cycle here. So we're going to move towards the next doom. Obviously, I think we're going to go ahead and follow the trend we've been doing, which is we end the parts on the season change. So we'll end this part when we get to winter, which shouldn't be too far out. Got the furnace. And then we're going to need some nature. We're going to need some nature soon. So education, and obviously you can say community. We've learned what grave is. Hopefully we don't need one of those anytime soon. Altar. We'll probably go altar into the thing behind altar into the thing behind that. So it's basically tier 1, tier 3, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Go down that line. So you're training to do that. Probably could have got that going earlier because obviously we can't furnace if it isn't done. Or if we don't have any stuff to furnace if it isn't done. You're not ready to make new pips. We need you planted. Okay. And we are still making plenty of food because we upgraded. Well, I say we upgraded. We built a second barbecue. The upgraded barbecue would be better from a worker standpoint, but we've still got two, which two basically works as well as the upgraded does. Okay, so that's the altar. We're going to want to build one of those. We're probably then going to turn around and immediately upgrade it again. But so from regular altar to large altar. So basically the altar is a place where they go take something to sacrifice to nature. That generates nature. So the base one, you sacrifice something, you get get one nature in return, or two if it's next to woods. That doubles when you go up to the large, and we'll get an even better one probably going further down the line. So the furnace will be functional next turn. I got free pips. Are we ready? Yeah, we can start the cycle up for getting more pips coming in. Which of course means more food, which means we're going to be wanting those barbecues working sooner. Which is the whole point of getting the mining run or mining chain going. We only need like 3 bars, so that's an easy ask. So we got the mine going. I'm going to swap it from the default recipe, which doesn't consume tools. We actually have plenty of tools, so I'm going to tell it, feel free to use some tools. This will triple the ore generation at the cost of doubling the nature damage. And then we want to train someone on running the smelter. We're going to want somebody to get some nature going by building an altar. I think the number of adjacent trees is going to matter, so we'll plop one there to start. Get some more people going there, and we'll plant that field. And then we'll have the altar upgrade. I might actually get 2 altars going. We're going to want altars hard and fast. I think I'm only going to run the mine for 1 turn, and then we'll turn the mine off. We'll probably get enough ore in one turn of mining for a couple turns of the furnace running. There's the large altar. Should be able to see what the tier 3 version is. The greater altar. Which, instead of just getting a bonus for woods, it is a bonus for each woods. Not much of an improvement otherwise. Right, so this one's very much, yeah, to make it worthwhile, we probably need it to be next to 2 woods. And it requires a specialist. We might not actually be ready to do the Greater Altar. That looks like it requires the advanced tools. So we actually can't get that to work yet. Which is maybe a suggestion I should be working elsewhere. Working towards other goals. Because I think it needs the blue tools, right? So let's actually get the workshop going. The advanced tools happen to require either copper or iron. We got copper going. Or will have copper going soon. More people. Got some nature going. I think we're going to want a second thing of nature going. Although we hope the second one just jumps straight to the tier 2 version. Get some hemp production. And then, arguably, I've got a spare person who I don't need to work. Because really, this is the miner we don't want working because he'd be causing too much nature damage. We can get some water going. We don't need much more water, but we've got a place to generate water, so we'll generate the water. We'll cycle the turn. We'll have this event succeed successfully. Decided to make some tools. Some of the regular tools. So I could probably turn the regular tool maker off for a little bit, because we've just got more tools than we need. At most, we need a tool a turn. Most of the stockpiling there, at which point would be for getting specialist workers. We need specialist tools. Of course, I don't necessarily have a job for them to do if I turn them off. We'll put the health going again. That's pretty cheap upkeep. Yeah, let's get another gatherer going. another forager going. We can get a guy doing berries. And then we'll have our omen pass. Let's look at how bad the omen is. And I think the Cataclysm of Domain is going to be fairly minor. Okay, so we've had Tremors. 1 damage inflicted to 3 buildings. Now that, depending upon the circumstances, might have been incredibly destructive. Because that could destroy buildings. But if you remember from earlier in the game, we had a choice where we could take +2 building HP. This is a situation where +2 building HP is really good. Because that took it from some of the buildings might have been destroyed to, yeah, no, the buildings just don't. They don't care. We're gonna take the time to fix them, but other than having them offline for 1 turn as we fix them, they're gonna be fine. I see. We have been cursed, and Omen is coming for us. Something bad is going to happen. We get another Omen on that spectrum. Anyway, we have an upcoming event for nature, so we need to get the nature fixed. We sort of wrecked it a little bit by running the mine. Yeah, so the next 9 turns, we can make 9 copper bars over that turns. Let's get you to fix that place. Get someone to fix the signpost. Get someone to fix that place. And I actually want you on berries. Berries are one of the resources we can make year-round, but you make them, if you're making them year-round, they're really hard to make quickly, effectively. Can I set you to, like, meat? No, it would have to be raw meat. Okay, then do tomatoes. Tomatoes are fine. We're overflowing on water. Okay, we've got too much water. So we take someone off of water, and I just realized we've got a field that needs planting. My right mouse click is not working reliably. And we need someone to actually harvest tomatoes, so get someone on the tomato harvesting. There we go. So well, not this turn, not next turn, the turn after that, we'll be able to start on upgrading one of these barbecues to the Great Barbecue. We'll have the copper for it at that point. Work. We don't need the heat, otherwise we'd work there. I don't really need the tools either, but we're at least finish that cycle on the tools, I think. And then we'll probably turn the tools off. Do you want to train another specialist to harvest? Sure. Train another hunter. And I've still got 2 free workers. Let's herb picking is only done during autumn. So there is an argument maybe to go a little ham on the herb picking because it's going to go away in a couple turns to build up the herb stockpile. Okay, we'll let that one continue working. We'll take the time to upgrade that one. Got 2 workers free. No, we're probably at the point where we can make more people. Let's go back to making more people. And we now have the copper, so let's upgrade you. That's going to turn food production down for a couple turns, but that'll be fine. And yeah, more herbs. Maximize the stockpile of herbs. Right now, the only thing we use it for is medicine, although you can see we can use hemp, which is 2 to 2, or we're going to use herbs, which are 1 to 7. So if we're stockpiling and want a very high throughput of health later, then the herbs are the way to go for that. Although they can only be harvested in specific seasons for us right now. Oh, I need to get some... Take the berry worker off. Plant. Take the seed person off. Get them actually working on the tomatoes. I was going to take the tool maker off, I forgot. It doesn't really matter. I think we're going well enough because it's normal difficulty that it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not doing a perfect job of min-maxing here, let's say. Min-maxing enough that the game's being reasonably easy on normal difficulty. Village gains 2 hope due to someone having a fun time singing. So there's our workshop, which is the upgrade to the workbench. Workbench becomes workshop, which either allows us to make tools in 2/3 the time, but still use only wood, or get it all the way down to 1 turn if we replace some of the wood with stone. And then we have the toolsmith, which requires an ingot maker within 2 and a path, a clearing path to dwelling. So we're going to have to start contemplating building some roads out to some road stuff. But this allows us to turn ingots into those blue tools, which we need for various buildings, some of the more advanced buildings. So we'll start working towards that. And we got 5 turns to build the path. Because we're going to need that like there, so we're going to have a path all the way down here. In the meantime, you want to get upgraded. Why do we have so many... Well, we had 2 making more workers. Okay, then probably 1 grew up. Where else am I getting workers from? Oh, we did some planting, so I need to get 1 on you. Not too much water, so we can take you off. Do berries. And then let's tag the rest of the other person here on... No, I can make that go away because we don't need to protect that. Start making clearings. To go to where we're going to have our toolsmith. And to be fair, to get this the path clearing going quickly enough, we're probably going to actually need to pull a few more in to get it done in 5 turns, but... Got 3 people free. Not 100% sure where they're coming in from. Oh, I know where 2 of them are. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, no, we'll make use of these people. Clearing, clearing, clearing. You'll be done next turn. Okay, that'll definitely help the food. Right now we're running a food deficit in the meantime. Yeah, running a food deficit in the meantime. Right now they're also eating raw white meat as food, which is because we can do like 1 to 7 transmutation on that. It's not really what we want them doing. But that's because we don't have the barbecue working. I think from one of the earlier events we did get a chef. Not sure if it's the chef that we need to work the advanced barbecue. If it is, we're good to go. I see an unknown event coming. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. This is the impending nature one. Yeah, okay, that's good. And we sort of ahead of the curve there. So we need you planted. So we have downtime. Do we have someone already to cook there? Yeah, we do. So that helps a lot with food. So now we're net on all the categories net food positive. So we're gonna get two more tomatoes, two more chicken wings. We still have 4 people free to work other jobs. If we're gonna work you, let's do that combo. So we get tools faster. And then I've got 3 left over. So there, and there. And then we're basically ready for the toolsmith. We can go ahead and put the clearing down first. That'll speed it up by a turn, construction-wise. And if we wanted... I can't quite make enough nature to run the mine at full speed and the nature thing's going. But we can get pretty close, which isn't a bad sign. We're going to have an omen fire this turn. Let's pass the turn, see what the omen is, see what it causes. It won't be good, but it probably won't be very bad. Worst thing it's probably going to be is like three pips get stunned or something. We still don't have a way to clear a stunned, so it basically just makes them not do anything for 3 turns. They get stunned. Distressed. Two pips are distressed. Okay, so that's... we can fix that. We can fix that real quick. In fact, we're currently making enough hope that we don't need to fix that. We're gonna fix that, but we're not in a rush to fix it. And then we want the clearing there. Where did the rest of my workers come from? One of them might have grown up. Probably pop growing up. Oh, and we were doing 3 to make paths. Okay, yeah. So, the one growing up I assigned to a task, I think. Yeah, we assigned to a task. We got 2 spare pops because I only need 1 more clearing, and then we're done there. I don't think we need more herb gathering. Could probably do with some more hemp gathering. Let's get another forager going. And wherever, it doesn't really matter. So that solves one of those. We're probably making enough food. I could probably upgrade the other barbecue as well. For more food. Although that doesn't find a job for a pip. That just means I've got the facility not working. Oh, we can do with a little bit more. Take water. Turn. And yeah, let's got the copper. Yeah. Let's upgrade the other barbecue. I see. I see we have been cursed. An omen is coming for us. Something bad is going to happen. Presumably something health related. Okay, so instead of you making an infusion, I want you to... No free patients available. Where are my patients? Where are my distressed people? There's one. Turn you off. Where's the other one? Now I've got two. So one's running over, so we're missing the other one. You. Because that treats up to 3 at a time, so we can get them both treated. Annoyingly, those are specialist jobs, so we can't... I don't think we got the workers to work them. Although, the miner and the forge guy are the same, so we actually have a worker to work that one. The quarry guy is different, so we don't have a quarry guy to replace the quarry guy. Fair enough. We do need to plant that field. And I think we're good for the turn. So we can cycle the turn, move closer to work through these events. Winter is quite a way out. Winter's actually at 45, so this is a long autumn. I think winters are short in this game. So this is probably actually going to be the longest season. Although you only get one winter, I think. You get one winter, one doom, which is a special season. And there's the toolsmith. You get stone path, fabric, and elaborate food to go deeper in the tree. Although there's definitely stuff later in the tree you don't really need those for, but all three of those for, but the sort of the tutorialness of the first run makes you do that. Far enough along that we could probably get those specialty tools. In fact, that's actually what we're researching. So let's grab Greater Altar. We don't have any fish, so I'm surprised it's popping the fish up. But... yeah, let's get the Greater Altar, and then I'll do stone paving. We'll basically work towards these requirements to lock more of the tree. We got 5 workers. One of these is going to want to be building our stone or toolsmith. So that's 1. You're not done yet, so you didn't come from there. Where are workers coming from? Presumably cycled off of something. Oh, we had 3 being treated here. So we'll make a little bit more infusions. We can get a bit ahead on that. That'll be fine. And then I've got... quarry. So there's one of them. I now have enough that I could run the mine. Yeah, that'll work. We can build up some copper ore like that. I see an unknown event coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. In this case, we're having predictions that it will become cold in winter. Well, in autumn, which probably isn't super surprising. Train another professional chef. And I think we're just good to cycle the turn. See no reason not to. We'll see the nature event. To be sure, it gives you memory points, regardless of whether it's a good event or a bad event. Okay, so that was a pretty good event. That gave us some more fowl, some more chicken flocks. It would have been even better if it was like that one was like there, because this has a range of 2. So technically we have nothing in range of that one. But it could be better, and it needed to be better, or 2 different things. Didn't need to be better, that was good enough. And to be fair, even one of the flocks is good enough. And yeah, I think we just cycle the turn. This is everything's looking fine. Yeah. Oh no, we need to get someone to replant the field. We're gonna have a problem in a bit. Plant that field. So then we should have an idle worker next turn that we can put on the put back to that spot. I think. I see an unknown event coming. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. So we can see that hope is starting to become a problem. We are at the point where we need more than that person working that job to make hope, net positive hope. Just we're not at a point where that's a problem because we've pre-invested and we've got other buildings, right? We just have to pull the workers off other things to do the solution if it really came down to it. When I think I've hit the stockpile max on various things, I should stop overproducing. So we don't need those herbs. We can take these guys off of herb picking. So that frees up a bunch of workers. We need someone to train to be a smith. I probably don't need that many people on lumber. Can go ahead and pick up VIPs. So we now have events where very important pips appear, such as Stranger. And then we're working towards things like Love in the Air, The Good Boy, The Orange Cat, that sort of stuff. Actually got more people than we really need, at least in the short term. One workaround, obviously, to that is I can do more research. I could build more research if we wanted that. Okay, let's it's maybe not the best solution, but this is a solution. We're gonna build more secluded retreats. basically double the research rate so we can get a bunch more stuff done. And then we'll put one of the guys back on wood because we're using quite a bit of wood. We're still overflowing on some resources, but that's good. We're much closer to not overflowing on everything. And then we'll get the Greater Altar out of the way. We'll move on to some other events. So we'll see how bad the health omen is here. He's sick. Sick for 10 days, and sickness threat is... oh, well, hypochondriac. Okay, he's a hypochondriac, but he's sick for 10 days. He thinks he's sick for 10 days at least. Maybe a sickness of the mind instead of a sickness of the body. So there's our Greater Altar. So we can go ahead and get the pharmacist stand. And then in theory we can make... We've got infusion, so we can just assign the health person over to cure sickness. Oh. That's awkward. So sick people can't work. Fair enough. And it's awkward because the person who's sick is, you know, the person who treats the disease. It's a little awkward. One person to get sick in the entire village. The person we need to treat the disease. Yeah. You didn't have the best of luck. We'll probably get around to treating him in 6 days. Or in 10 days, so it's not going to be a problem. It's just awkward. It's very much the definition of awkward. And we still got a spare person. So you're working there to build that. You're working there to build that. So yeah, we've just got a spare person. That's all you can do. I suppose we can get another berry gatherer. We're going to cycle the turn. We're going to get the weather event out of the way. Oh, and the season change is actually quite a way off. It's 10 turns off. I think I will still persevere and run this part a little bit longer so we can get to the season change. Might reward myself by... I think winter's going to be the shortest season, so we'll just make the 4th video a bit short as a side effect. But yeah, I think we're going to get the whole year done here in this stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can expect it to be part of tomorrow, which will be winter. Assuming we don't die. And I don't think we're anywhere near dying. So we've got enough of the problems under control, but that is an unexpected problem that would happen. We're getting a good event. Did you go into the forest to just find more wood? Like, we don't... It's way too much wood, guy. Found 30 wood. Found a fallen tree, turned it into 30 wood. Did we need 30 wood? No. He found it, though. Next, the pharmacist stand. So we're going to have to spend a turn to build that. And then we're going to have to spend a couple turns for a doctor to be trained to treat the doctor. Okay, so let's pick up stone paving. Then we'll work towards fabric. And then we need one of the advanced foods, so we'll probably... That's probably this. So, work... So, paved road, skinning rack, that, and that. Will be the plan. I think. Or it can go bread. Yeah, skinning rack, the fabric, and then we'll probably go bread. Bread will probably be our luxury food. Meantime, I really got too many jobs. Where we've got enough. I suppose I might as well keep mining ore until we hit the capacity. But we're definitely going to take the miner off eventually, which means we can take these down. That guy will be trained next turn, so we can start making some of the fanciest to fancy tools. Whoops. I think one of our fields. Well, if we've got the cycle right, I gotta go plant a field this coming season. Or upcoming turn. It might not have been last turn. I might not have missed it. Yeah, I don't think I missed it. I was about to say, I think I missed it, but apparently didn't. Yeah, so we need, for everything to go according to plan, we need to plant that field. Fair enough. Which means I need to free, or I don't need to free up a pop, because we've got a free pop. Plant that field. Oh, and you're built, so I actually do need to free up a pop. Learn to be a doctor. And then we're going to have the hope event, which is going to be good, although it's going to eat all our hope. Which notably from this point onward, 6 hope is not going to be enough to offset 7 fear. Unless we gather ahead of time. Which, to be fair, is what we did. It's why we're not having a problem here. Although we have other buildings, so we're just going to have to start using some of the more inefficient hope buildings, and it'll be fine. And our good event is... Everyone likes the moon? Clear moon? Fear threat temporarily decreased by 1. Okay, that's probably not gonna be super useful. Because it's a temporary, it's a 30-turn temporary effect. And that only applies if, you know, we're generating fear, which we're not. Okay, we got 3 free workers. You don't need to do that. You can cure the sick. Get the sick pop cured. What do I have 4 free workers now? I had 3, now I had 4. We can get you going again. I have so many free workers, I don't know what to do with them all. Oh, we're done with training these. Okay. We're gonna train up a few extra thinkers. This may be overkill, but we're gonna basically double our research rate without using any of the advanced research buildings. That leaves me with 1 free worker. That's less overkill for my current problems. We're gonna have you make some berries. I think I've got more copper ore than I'm ever going to need, which means we're about to have a bunch more free workers to do various jobs. We don't need you running. We need you planted. It says we can take love in the air. So we're going to have romantic events firing. Yeah, we've doubled our tech rate, which will be good in the long run. In the short run, it's not super important. Get some health going in. We're not desperate for health. We're not desperate for infusions. I'd rather it be water hemp rather than water food. So we'll do that swap. Food stockpiles are almost full, so that's good. We may even start contemplating turning food production down. We might actually have too much of the food production at the moment. And we got everyone has a job right now. Okay. So if everyone has a job, let's cycle the turn as we're trying to move towards getting more tech done. We're going to have one more unknown event, and then we'll have the season where we put the part break in. Season change. Although I suppose when we do hit winter, the tomato plants go in. So we are approaching the point where we're going to have different food predicaments. I see an unknown event coming. The vision is confusing, but there is hope we can fight it. Stone paving. Thinking about the upcoming winter. Wheat, or barley, doesn't grow during winter. So I should probably get this planted sooner rather than later. Even if we're not going to eat it, we should get it planted sooner rather than later. So let's get that growing and harvesting. Got a free worker who doesn't currently have a job. We're not using that much wood, so we can take you back. And I don't need that much nature, so we can take the nature back. Okay. Here we go. So that'll be the field where we put the barley in. Then we're not going to be maximizing the yield from each barley. We're just going to accept 5 from each, but that should work. This is just so we can gather a bunch of barley before winter sets in, and we are unable to gather it again until spring. We're also going to have to train people into being farmers. That's a tool-based job. I can feel it in my bones. The next season is coming upon us. Get ready for it. So I think that's the 5-turn warning for the season change. Yeah. Wait. I screwed that up. So I would like barley. The problem is if I were to plant it right now, it wouldn't be done before winter arrived. So we're not getting any barley this season, obviously. Do the windmill. Work down that way. Or again, I could come all the way down here for that's a luxury food maker as well. Don't know what Stu has as inputs. Okay, let's work there, and there, and there. That's going to be what we're going to queue. Didn't start the barley early enough, which is fine. It's not going to be a problem. I may have a problem trying to decide what we want our workers to work on. So obviously no more replanting, because whatever we plant now, tomato-wise, is not going to be harvested. Don't need nature. Got enough health for the upcoming things. We're not going to plant the barley fields because it's the wrong... It's going to be the wrong season by the time they're ready. I suppose at that point we're just going to assign people to setting up little foragers and they can do some foraging during the winter. Do I not have my toolmaker assigned right? Oh no, it eats three metal, so we don't have 3 metal in the storage right now, so it stopped working. There's the skinning rack, which is the prerequisite of the clothes maker, which we've already got 6 points into. And we got 4 of the advanced tools. Okay. Oh, so that's something I can be working on. Upgrade those buildings. Okay, if we don't harvest those tomatoes, we're losing those tomatoes anyway. So get someone on tomato harvesting duty. Although I suppose either way we lose them, right? It's let's turn something else down. No, that works. Okay, so then we can put you over here making hemp for the moment. Probably then swap it over to making berries. When, as you can tell, I'm sort of contemplating how I'm going to handle the season transfer here. We're otherwise for the acute immediate events. We're ready. We're ready for the easy stuff. Skinning rack. If we're going to actually do fabric, we're going to need skinning rack. Okay, so let's nick one of you. Put a skinning rack there. It'll be competing a little bit with the hunter, but that's fine. Let's set you 2 columns. Yeah, then we can see everything. So 3 free workers. You want to get someone trained on that. We want to get something trained on 2 trains, so we can run both of those. That obviously frees up some workers. And we don't have the copper for that. That's fine. Okay, so that worker's freed up to do various other tasks. Like gather some berries. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to be having 2 people gathering tomatoes until the end of the season, and then they'll have to find a different job because tomatoes will be out of season. There's the cloth maker. The blankets fine tailor. So we needed... All we need is elaborate food, so we need something that makes elaborate food. I believe that will make elaborate food. So the cloth maker turns hemp, feathers, and hides into cloth. We probably actually want to use hemp, to be fair. So that shouldn't actually be too hard for us to do. So even though I've set up one of these, I might not actually end up using the skinning rack. We could use the skinning rack, not that we're going to use the skinning rack. We've got so many So many berries, we don't need the berries anymore. Okay. Swap over to seeds. Although it won't be long until we don't need the seeds anymore. Yeah. Sometimes it's a good thing to be ahead on everything, because then you're ready for things to go wrong. That's kind of where we're at. So we're going to advance the turn. We're going to get the health event. Oh, I should have built... I could have taken someone off with something to start the fabric maker. Although, we'll almost certainly be doing that in this turn, because we'll have people who have nothing really useful to do. So, good health event. And we're getting a bunch of healthy people. The village is healthy. Level 5 health event. Okay, so 7 pips are healthy for 5 days. Subject to countless diseases, some pips began to develop better response to minor ailments. This in turn made the village less risky to live in. So I think those 7 pips will actually generate net health for 5 days. So we're going to get like 35 health from that. Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. So those seven healthy pips are generating health points. That is what it is. Okay. So, we don't need that many seeds, so we can take some seed guys off. We don't need that much hemp, but... Well, actually, we kind of do want that much hemp once we have the building built, because the building that we're going to build is going to eat hemp, but... You can eat hemp. You can eat like 6 hemp. You require social within 1 and a clearing path dwelling. Use social. I might need the path down already. No, you are okay. So I can't put it there, but I can probably put it down somewhere. I think I'm just gonna put it there. Yes, that will work. Okay, so that's one of our guys. You know, we'll work this building just because I don't have anything else I need you to do. Or actually, no, I'd rather have the tool. Make the tool. You want the seeds. We actually probably don't need to hemp this turn, so I could probably make the thing out, make you as well. Yeah, we're going to be wasting 3 hemp. I think that's what we're going to do, rolling into the next season, where we're going to put the part break in. And then things obviously change in the next season, because tomatoes are no longer a thing for harvest purposes, so we'll have to rejig the food economy to account for the fact we can't farm tomatoes. And winter is here. And because this is a fresh start, we're obviously getting the achievement for It Is Cold. I see an unknown event coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there's hope. We can fight it. So this is where we're going to put the part break in. As far as the cycle is concerned, we've got 1 unknown cold event, followed by a doom event, and then we'll probably have a little bit more winter, and then we'll probably put the end of the stream, the end of the part, for the next part at the end of winter, which will probably be before the 4th doom event. So we're going to get 3 doom events in and a little bit into the 4th bit. So if you're watching on YouTube, the part up tomorrow will be the winter, which will probably be a bit shorter than this part. I think the winter season is the shortest of the 4 seasons in this game. You're watching on Twitch. I'm going to take a short break just to stretch the legs and sip a little bit of tea, and then we're going to get to recording the last part. of the stream tonight, not the last part of the run. I think this will be a 8-part run, so it'll probably be 2 streams if we continue recording like this. So if you're watching on Twitch, there will be another streaming day of this, but we will continue streaming today because we have one more part we're going to record today. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.